Welcome back to Grambling State Dynasty, guys. This week, our Tigers are in Stark Vegas, taking on the Mississippi State Bulldogs. The G-Men's defense looks to bounce back this week after getting absolutely torched against Arkansas. Opening kickoff, new returner Eric Rogers is back deep. He starts up the seam, breaks towards the sideline, and turns on that speed. The freshman turns the corner and gets tackled after a 40-yard return. The high-powered Tigers offense takes the field, and Chris King comes out slinging. Hit Walker on the slant. He finds some room and picks up 29. Then on third and short, King goes back to the air and puts it right on Bradford, and the big tight end gains 13. Next play, Thomas takes the handoff, trips on one of his linemen and gets hit and fumbles. Harris dives on it, Bulldogs take over. And Mississippi State looks to get going. Williams tries to take the counter but gets blown up by Marvin Goff in the backfield for a 3-yard loss. Then on third and long hits Williams on the screen, but Goff dives and makes the tackle. Mississippi State forced to punt. Tigers take over with great field position. Thomas finds a hole on the left and powers ahead for 11. A few plays later, King drops back. It hits easily coming on the backfield, and he turns up for 12. Then Joel Thomas muscles his way into the end zone. Touchdown, Grambling! Tigers take the early 7-0 lead. Mississippi State takes over, and Long is showing off his running ability, scrambling out to his left and picking up 9. Then Long with the drop back, moves around in the pocket, then finally finds Osborne, and he gets gang tackled but still fighting, and he gets the first. Next play, Williams takes the handoff up the middle, finds a huge lane, and picks up 13. Then the big running back would get it again, bounces off his blockers, gets popped, and he fumbles, but Morris is there to scoop it up, and the drive would stall. The kicker comes on to kick the long field goal, and he pushes it right, no good. After Tigers go 3 and out, Williams takes the delay, sheds the tackle, and muscles ahead for 9. Then the big back gets it again, takes the sweep right, and gets popped by Forwarda, and he fumbles again, but Coleman is there to recover for the first. Next play, Long goes back to the air, but decides to scramble out, but Jason Brown is there to get the sack. But Long will get those yards right back. He sneaks out right, avoids Causey, hits the sidelines, and gets tripped up after picking up 20. Later drive, Long goes back to the air, and he throws it up for McKenzie, and he comes down with it over Baker. How did he make that catch? Then Williams takes the sweep left, gets hit again, and fumbles. Bulldogs recover, but the drive was stalled, and they would settle for 3. Tigers take over. Thomas takes the handoff up the middle, finds a little space, and gains 9. Next play, King with the play action. Rolls out to his right, and he's looking to go deep. He throws it up, but gets picked off by Ransom. He broke off his coverage and gets the interception, and he brings it back into Tigers territory. Bulldogs back on the field. Long drops back, tries to sneak out, but gets sacked by Marvin Goff. What a first half for the senior. The drive was stalled, and they would settle for another field goal. Tigers offense looks to bounce back. King goes back to the air, hitting Paxton between the safeties. He puts a move on a defender and picks up 23. Then Matt Jones gets some playing time, keeping the option right, bouncing it outside, cuts upfield and gains 13. Next play, King goes back to the air and hits Jordan Paxton on the corner route. He turns upfield and picks up 27 more. 2 plays later, Jones keeps the option right and powers his way to 10 yards. Then next play, Jones drops back and hits Rob Bradford in the end zone. Touchdown, Grambling! That's Matty's first career TD pass. A little over 2 minutes left in the half. Long drops back, stands tall in the pocket, and throws a dot to McKenzie, and he gets out to midfield. 2 plays later, Williams takes the handoff up the gut, has tons of room, and gains 13. Then Long breaks out, sneaking out to the right, cutting back inside. He weaves through the Tigers' defense and picks up 25. But then the Bulldogs try to get too cute. Price takes the sweep, bounces off one, but Maynard and Johnson are there to clean it up. The drive was stalled, and the Bulldogs kick the field goal, but he pushes it left, no good. And the Tigers will go 2-minute drill. King drops back and hits Smith across the middle. He spins and picks up 15. 2 plays later, King goes back to the air, this time connected with Robbie B for a gain of 18. Next play, King drops back. He loads up, and he's going deep to Edwards. And oh, my God, what did I just see? Touchdown Grambling. What a play by Sean Edwards. Take another look. Sean Edwards, what a play. And that will send us to the half. GSU leads 21-6. What a first half for our Tigers defense, but too many turnovers by the offense. Let's see if the Tigers can put this game away in the second. The Bulldogs will come out throwing in the second half. Long throws it to the outside, but gets picked off by Johnson. What a play by the freshman. And here come the Tigers. Thomas takes the handoff up the middle, pinballs, and spins his way to 9 yards. Then JT gets it again, and look at Marcus Berry lead the way. Thomas goes 15 yards to the house. Touchdown Grambling. GSU's lead up to 22. After a Bulldogs 3-and-out, Rogers back deep for the punt. He starts left, cuts it back right, and look at the speed to get to the outside. He turns the corner, and this kid is fast. He gets tackled after a 32-yard return. The drive was stalled. Gordon comes on to kick a 45-yard field goal. It's good. Tigers up 25. Next Mississippi State possession along with the drop back. Tries to sneak out right, but Caleb Causey gets the sack. The G-men came to play. After a Bulldogs 3-and-out, Thomas comes out running, bounces outside, turning the corner, and picking up 15. Then JT finds a huge hole on the left, tons of room, and picks up 11. And you got to finish what you start. Thomas hits the hole on the right and gets his third end zone visit of the day. Touchdown Grambling. Tigers putting on a show. Mississippi State looks to get something going. Long drops back, moves around in the pocket, tries to sneak out but gets laid out by Caleb Causey. Later in the drive, along with the drop back, he stands tall, but here comes the heat. Torian Ray gets the sack. Grambling looks to close the show. King drops back and drops a dime to Smith across the middle for 23. Then King goes back to the air, hitting Walker on a slant. He makes a cut and picks up 18. But King tries to get a little too greedy. He tries to go back to Walker, but gets picked off by Spencer, and he's off to the races. The safety has visions of a pick six, but thankfully Jordan Paxson makes the ankle-saving tackle. We jump ahead to the fourth. Bulldogs down 30. Long drops back, tries to go outside, but Brent Stovall jumps the route, and he is gone. Stovall goes 64 yards to the house. Touchdown Grambling. And that would do it. GSU goes on the road big, 60-23. It was a rough day for Chris King, finishing with 345 yards, 2 touchdowns, and 3 interceptions. JT had a solid day on the ground, 130 yards for 3 scores. Better day for the G-Men defense. Goff finished with 9 tackles and 2 sacks. Solid bounce-back game for our Tigers, but it gets tougher. Next up is the Auburn Tigers. Thanks for watching, guys. Coming up in the Tigers Den podcast, we welcome the newest members to the recruiting class and get ready for the tough matchup with Auburn. Have a great day, guys. 2 fingers in the air. Peace.